Now let's talk about the other manufacturers, though. Well, let's talk about the arrow on the Aprilia. I mean, I would break the rear tail section putting my leg over that bike. Like, is that a little bit too much with wings?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yes, it's getting out of control. That's not even a bike no more. It's like, what is this?
I can't wait until 2027 when they get rid of all these wings, man, or at least reduce them significantly, because some of these aero packages, for one, they're ugly. Like some of the bikes don't even look like bikes, man. They just look ugly.
Remember back in the days when people couldn't do all the fancy stuff to cars, and they'll kind of Reynolds wrap the silver on the side of cars, all this stuff, and people try to paint their car or make their own spoiler. It's gonna give some people on motorcycles bad ideas. I mean, we're gonna start seeing some street bikes doing some weird stuff.
Dude, I from the first time that I saw the Ducati Hammerhead, I don't know if you remember that upper fairing. It was the first fairing that had aero built into it. It's called the Ducati Hammerhead. From the first time I saw that, I said, this is the dumbest shit that you can do to this sport. And if they let it pass, little by little, they're going to push the limits of what they can do with these to the point where it's just going to be ridiculous. And this is what we're at
that point.
We're at that point. Yeah. And we got bikes that look like stegosauruses that just have spines sticking out everywhere, things sticking out everywhere. And it's just not even to the benefit of your rider. It's to the benefit of the rider behind you. You're literally doing that just so you could throw dirty air behind you so nobody could draft you, to make it more difficult to pass. And all that's going to do is make the rider behind you make a more sketchy pass on you.
Right.
Because now I got to break out from behind you because I can't get that draft and make a nice, clean pass. So now I got to do some sketchy shit, come from 4 bikes behind, stand you up in the middle of the corner because you didn't give me clean air to pass you, even though you're slower. Your bike mechanically made my bike less aerodynamic. So now I got to, as a rider, just have bigger balls and put it into the corner and maybe punch you into the third row. And that's your fault for putting all that crazy shit on the back of your bike. Get rid of that shit and let's race straight up.
Right.
Anything you want to add?
I agree. I mean, I agree, man. Get rid of this, man. It's like we got so much electronics, it's all the aero package. It's like I'll be so happy when they put it back into the riders' hands and make the actual riders ride, and you'll actually see who can actually really ride again. You'll actually see who can really ride and really do what they do. Because all you got to do is twist the throttle and go, and then let go, twist. There's no play in it. There's nothing. It's just twist.
Yeah.
And it makes it look crazy.
And the more mechanical things you put to a bike, that's just more stuff that can also break.
That's right.
Again, this weekend, as many people shit on Casey Stoner, Casey Stoner is probably one of the most naturally gifted riders of all time. Like the dude could go fast on bikes that nobody else can go fast on. I mean, he crashed a lot, don't get me wrong, but he could go fast on bikes nobody else can make even turn a corner. And even him, he'll tell you the saddest part is that the kids growing up now are never going to know what it's like to ride a bike without rider aids. Like Marc Marquez might be the last rider in MotoGP that rode bikes without rider aids. He came up in the 125 class. He raced in the 250 class. He raced in these 2-stroke classes where they didn't have all these rider aids. He came into MotoGP when there were rider aids, but they weren't at the point they're at now. I mean, this weekend they introduced this new stability control system.
Right.
It's like, at what point do you let the rider ride?
Well, I think they can probably make a hamburger while they're riding.
Yeah, dude, what's next? Just replace the rider, man. Make them autonomous. If you have so much data, then just take the rider off and let the bikes ride, and we'll just sit back. And it's like back in the day when we were little kids and we had that little racetrack with the little stick, and the cars would just go around the little racetrack, and all we did was hit a button on and off to make sure that our car didn't go flying off the track. It's getting to that point with the bikes. We could just line the bikes up and somebody could just be like, gas, no gas, gas, no gas.
I'm going to close out the show and we're going to talk back about that a little bit with gaming and stuff like that. But like KTM, I mean, Brad Bender looked really good out there. We mentioned Bastianini. Obviously, Acosta seems to be doing well. Is this just home Grand Prix? Or these it was good to see Brad finally be competitive, not just kind of hoping he gets in top 10.
I always tell you that there's that home track.
You want that one?
That home track 310s is a real thing, man. You got to remember, this is a track that KTM tests on constantly. This is a track that KTM calls their backyard. It's their home track. I mean, they have a ton of data here. So they're going to have that little bit of extra competitive advantage here. But Acosta, even before this round, has been showing that he is getting better. Mm-hmm. Maverick, before he got hurt, he was showing he's getting better. The only two that really continue to struggle have been Binder and Bastianini. And Bastianini started this race really good, and then mistakes, man. That's the only thing that cost him, is he started making mistakes, getting overly aggressive, running off track, doing all the little things that people that get desperate because they feel like, I'm not in this position normally. And they just go that extra level and mess it up for themselves. If he had just ridden a little bit more relaxed, he would have been in the top 7, I think. No problem. But he pushed that extra little bit and it cost him. But again, it's a home track. Let's see how they do it the next track. We know KTM's fast. So if you got a track that's got long straightaways and gets rid of a lot of side or edge grip necessity, they're going to do good there.
Okay. Well, I'll throw this one to you, Reese. Joan Mir finished 6th, and that might have been a win for him. He looked good out there. What are your thoughts on Mir? Honda, I think the Japanese brands in general struggle. I mean, your brand, if you want to talk about them, because they seem to not have the what is the shortcut key, up, left, right,
up, down, left, right.
They struggle horribly, and it's tough to see as a Yamaha fan. But what are your thoughts on Mir? I think Mir, I'll say this, I think Mir had the potential to do this at other races where he's gotten taken out. So it's good to see him get a top 6, but I think he might have been there sooner.
I mean, you hit it on the head. I mean, no one took him out. And it's like every round, someone's just it's like a target on his back. It just, oh, there go Mir, take him out. It's just a target on the kid's back, man. I mean, I was happy to see him up there and actually finish a race and not someone take him out. But at the end of the day, that's the issue you're going to have when you're in that back marker section. You're going to get that last 15 and less. Mm-hmm. You're going to be back there. You're back there, man.
Meat grinder area.
Right. You're in the jungle back there, man. That's what I say. Get the heck out of there. And as long as you're back there, you're going to you have a potential of getting taken out. That's where you're at. And, I struggle to see the Jap brands back there, and it was heartbreaking to see all of them back there, especially us. It was heartbreaking. I've never seen nothing like that. And it's funny because literally the next day, I think Yamaha, what was it, Massimir or whatever his name is, put a statement out online and tried to apologize. I said, Jesus Christ.
I think it's a different time now. Apologies accepted. I mean, back in the day, they used to be a lot worse.
Yeah. Back in the day, somebody would take a sword out and sit on it for the failure that they made to the company, for dishonoring the brand.
How many more apologies are we going to get, though? Man, get your butt up there. What is going on?
And is it, I mean, obviously we're not on the inside to know. Is it just, they're just behind? I mean, is that what it is? Just because, they allowed the European brands just to get that head start from years ago and they just still playing catch up, or you think they just don't want to spend the money?
I think it's a little bit of everything. They don't want to, it's scared to spend the money. But then I used to hear the Jap people, it's they have a rule, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'm at this point, hey, it's broke, fix it. So it's they've been at this stage since Rossi. Rossi's told them a while ago. Then Quartararo came around and told them the same thing, and they didn't want to believe it because Quartararo won, and hey, we're up here, and I'm looking like now they're fine. It's like they're seeing it, but it's like you're late. You should have been had a V4 out. You should have been had this out. You should have been into this era. And I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, between Honda and Yamaha, I'm going to say that Honda is one step ahead of Yamaha right now because Yamaha refuses to adopt the European style of producing new parts versus Honda has started to embrace the European style of producing new parts by not going all the way to Japan to ask for the parts, but producing them in Europe and testing them a little bit faster. So I think the overall turnaround time for Honda to develop and try new parts has shrunk down quite a bit versus Yamaha still has their methodology where, we talk about the part, we develop it in Japan, we test it in Japan, we do this, we do that, and then we put it on the bike and test it on the bike, and then we put it into practice.
And Honda's too long of a process.
Yeah, it's too long of a process. And I think Honda, with the new system that they have, has cut that down significantly. So they bring more parts a little bit sooner and they try things, and they already have a strong motor. They have a strong power plant. It's not like they're still racing an inline 4 with a cross-plane crank that makes really good sound but doesn't make great horsepower. You go to a V motor, you make good horsepower and you also make a good sound. So I think Honda is one step ahead of Yamaha right now. But I'm really hoping that going into the end of this year, Yamaha will just pull the trigger, put their motor into effect, and then over the off season, refine the motor and start working on it next year. And realistically, I think their plan is similar to Honda's plan. I don't think that they're going to really be competitive until 2027. I think everything they're doing now is to get them ready for that new 2027 era of MotoGP.
The only problem with that is, you got your riders, which is Quartararo signed, and you're going to lose him, after the end of the year.
That's what the Brinks truck is for, bro.
How much
as soon as it starts coming up your driveway, you hear beep, beep, beep. Wait, how much is that? I'm good right here, man. Take as much as I want off the truck. Bet. I'll stay right here. I'll ride this shit box another year.
They're tossing the keys to the truck, everything.
How much money can really possibly take to keep staying way back here in the back?
Yeah, well, I mean,
I know guys losing at races for $0. I'll lose for millions of dollars.
I don't know how true it is, but it seems like Marquez gave up like over 20 euros to leave Honda and so forth to make that change. So
200 euro. 200 million.
Jesus.
But he just signed it hasn't come out yet, but he just signed a marketing agreement with a company.
Yep.
And that's worth 250 million euros.
Gotcha.
So he just got it back.
So sometimes, he invested in himself by not making money because he knew later on the money, I'll make money.
He's not getting it back.
Nah.
He lost that 200. He ain't getting it back. He got another 250, but it ain't the same 250.
It ain't the same 250. It would have been 200 plus 250. Now it's just 250.
Now it's 250.
And we talking about the money and stuff like that. At what, and we see it in sports in the U.S., Major League Sports in the U.S., pro sports in the U.S. People chase rings and stuff like that. At what point does Quartararo say, "Hey, I want another championship"? The Brinks truck doesn't matter. What can he be a Marc Marquez and say that? I mean, he doesn't have the accolades, so can he even? Is he even in that situation where he could even think like that? Much less talk like that. He's staying with Yamaha.
Well, all right, let's change the way that you ask that question. Let's ask it like this: Reese, what other bike that's competitive wants Fabio Quartararo?
Ducati.
Who would Ducati have to get rid of to put him on a Ducati?
They ain't get rid of nobody
Alex
though.
Marquez.
They won't get rid of. I mean, Alex is on a satellite team that loves him, and he wins for them.
And
you're not gonna get rid of Aldegar. The only person you're gonna get rid of is Becca.
You're not getting rid of Morbidelli, and you're not getting rid of Digi.
And you're not going to see him on a VR46 Ducati.
And
no,
Ducati has to roll with Pecco because he got him 2 titles after that long off time. They can't just. I mean, they could, but it's going to be tough. I think they'd rather pull Pecco out every 5-10 years from now and do the long lap races like they did this past.
So then again, where would Quartararo go? Honda?
I would say Aprilia.
I don't think there'll be a seat at Aprilia if Martin does as good as he should do, and Bezzecchi continues to do what he's doing. I mean, Martin kind of burned that team, so there might be a shot at Aprilia because they might want to get rid of him after that after that year that contract is up.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen, like what Lorenzo and what happened with Lorenzo and Ducati. Even if Martin wins 10 races next year, I think they'll probably still say the damage is done.
They might.
Possibility.
They might. It's a big possibility.
So yeah, I think the only option would be. I think Honda would give him the money, but I think that it would only be Aprilia. If not, he has to stay with Ducati. I mean Yamaha.
I mean, you go to Honda, he's still going to be back there, right there in the same bunch. He's still going to be back there and pissed off more, and then that's a sinking. You just going.
Quartararo has one championship, right?
Yep.
He only has one.
Yep.
One.
Dude, so does Mir.
Yep.
But
that was
you're special, but you ain't that special.
Mir won on a freaking season nobody even watched.
W's a W, man.
Come on, man. I watched.
It's like the only shit I could do. I was stuck inside house arrest for a year.
I grew up in Boston, but I still respect the 95 Spurs or 96 Spurs when they had that half a season because of the lockout and won.
So you still respect the Lakers for winning in the freaking bubble?
Oh yeah. That's because that's pure basketball, right? I mean, and that's the thing. I think that a lot of that's pure basketball because they had to play every game, so it's not like it was just all game. So the people who had the right mentality could survive in that situation, and the ones that couldn't drove to Atlanta and went to get fried chicken.
Yep. I don't think Quartararo outside of Aprilia has many opportunities. KTM is not going to be a good place for him. Honda is not going to be a great play for him. I don't think there's going to be a spot for him at Ducati. So if he left Yamaha, his only choices would be Aprilia or possibly Honda, and that's it. And so are you really leaving for a much more competitive package? Because Aprilia is definitely not a company that has pockets as deep as Yamaha, whereas Honda does have deeper pockets. But Honda right now doesn't have the most stable, best package. So, I mean, if I was Quartararo, man, I would really just keep doing what I'm doing, going to the press, fighting my battles in front of the cameras, pressuring Yamaha to develop the bike, to come with the new motor, to do this, to do that, and, kind of just grin and bear it, man, because there's not a lot of opportunities out there that are going to put you on a championship winning package.
Yeah, I agree. And I think there's some, sometimes it's good to stay with one team for a very long time. And they'll make an anniversary bike for him because he's the last guy at the moment to bring a championship to Yamaha. So that still stands, means something.
Do you think that they're going to get rid of, because there's been talk this week about Yamaha cutting Rins's contract early and not renewing, getting out of it this year?
Yeah, I would say after this weekend, he's safe because they all was bad. So
they all
but
can't fire me. We all suck.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for helping me out, guys.
Can't fire everybody.
It's tough after this one, but we got 8 more rounds to go, so we shall see.